Welcome to your 30-minute full body deep stretch yoga practice. Today we're going to start in crocodile pose. So come down to your belly. You can bring your toes out as wide as your yoga mat. Stack your hands atop one another and rest your forehead down on them. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. Feeling the belly gently push into the mat beneath you as you inhale, and relax down as you exhale. And do a mental scan through the body, starting with your toes, just becoming aware of any tension you need to release today, whether that's physical, particular part of your body, or mental and emotional. Let's take a quad stretch, so bring your left heel towards your left glute, reaching back with the hand, pulling the heel in. Now release your left foot and we'll come into a shoulder opener on the right. So your right arm can come into a 90-degree angle and then roll onto that right shoulder, opening up through the front of the right shoulder and the chest. Right hand propped on the mat in front of you. Release, come back to center, and then we'll take our quad stretch on the other side. So right heel to your right glute, right arm reaches back, pulling the foot in. Now release the foot. Left arm comes out to a 90-degree angle and roll onto your side, opening through the front of the left shoulder. Allow the head to rest down on the mat. Release, come back to center, and then come up on both of your forearms for our Sphinx Pose. So forearms are parallel, elbows underneath the shoulders. Pull the chest through. Next is puppy pose for an even deeper chest expansion. So rise up onto your knees. Arms are out long, keep your hips over your knees as you sink the chest toward your mat, bringing your forehead down to the mat or lifting your gaze and bringing your chin to the mat. Now take your hips all the way back to your heels, coming into your child's pose. Arms still reach out long, forehead resting on the mat. Allow the back to round over your thighs, counteracting those back bends we just did. Now from child's pose, rise into your tabletop pose, and then bring your right foot to the inside of your right palm for your low lunge. Inhale, arms rise, sinking into your hips for a deeper stretch through the front of that left thigh. Now we'll add a quad stretch. So bring your right hand down to your right thigh for balance. Lift your left heel toward your left glute, grabbing the foot with your left hand. Keep the left shoulder open, chest facing the front of your mat. Carefully release the left foot down to the mat, straighten your right leg, and fold forward into your half splits, Hanumanasana prep, but this time instead of flexing your right toes back toward your face, keep them pointed, so keep the right toes on the mat so that you can also feel a stretch along the front of the ankle and the top of the foot. Next, we're going to come into our fallen camel pose. So bend your right leg to rise, left hand reaches for the left heel, and then straighten your right leg out again, reaching your right arm overhead. So a long line of energy from the right toes, which are still on the mat, all the way to the right fingertips. To modify this pose, keep your hands on your low back, elbows reaching toward one another, expanding through the chest, and looking up toward the sky. Now rise out of your falling camel, bring your left hand to the inside of your right leg, go ahead and flex the right toes this time, coming into your half splits twist. So right arm reaches high toward the sky, Might feel the stretch now along the outside of the right leg. Let's bend into that right leg, planting the foot on the ground as your torso rises. Keep your body twisted toward the right side of your mat. Right arm reaches all the way back toward the left thigh. Left arm reaches high overhead, coming into your reverse low lunge. Now for your prayer twist low lunge. Hands come to prayer at heart center. Left elbow hooks on the outside of your right knee. Tuck your left toes under. Straighten your left leg, lifting your knee off to come into your high crescent lunge prayer twist. Now let's take a reverse high lunge. So again, your right hand reaches for the back of your left thigh, left arm reaches long overhead, body is still twisted toward the right side of your mat. And let's untwist. Spin your left heel down as you open toward the left side of your mat, straightening your right leg, coming into your triangle pose. For your half bind, internally rotate your left arm, bringing it to your low back or grabbing your right thigh. Unbind your left arm. Both hands come to frame the right foot for your pyramid pose. So bend the knees any amount you need to. Hips are squared toward the front of your mat. And now let's step back into our downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. You can walk your dog out. Maybe notice the difference between the right leg and the left leg. Now let's go to the other side. So drop your knees, come down to your tabletop pose. Bring your left foot to the inside of your left hand. Inhale, arms reach high overhead. Low lunge. Bring your left hand to your left thigh for balance. We're going to add that quad stretch. So catch your right foot with your right hand, pulling the heel toward the glute. Carefully release the right foot down to the mat, coming into your half splits variation with the toes pointed. Toes stay on the mat, opening through the front of the foot and the front of the ankle.
I have seen this before, and I have lived more than plenty.
Now you can bend into that left knee to rise up, either coming into your falling camel or modify if you did on the other side. For your full falling camel, right hand reaches back for the right heel, left arm reaches long. Big stretch from the left toes through the left fingertips.
I know pain, let them have me if I'm ready.
Rise out of falling camel, right hand comes to the inside of your left leg. Go ahead and flex your toes as you come into your half splits twist. Left arm reaches for the sky.
Then lay me in the ocean. Wide lullabies, I've used my time. Now lend me to the
Now bend into your left leg. We're coming into reverse low lunge. So left arm reaches for the back of your right thigh. Right arm reaches high overhead. Hands come to prayer at heart center for your prayer twist low lunge. Right elbow hooks on the outside of your left knee. Now tuck your right toes under, straighten the right leg, lifting the knee off the mat, coming into your high crescent lunge prayer twist. Let's reverse our high crescent lunge. So left hand reaches for the back of the right thigh, right arm reaches high overhead, torso stays facing the left side of your mat.
Saw you paint a picture of a face.
Now let's untwist, opening towards the right side of the mat, spinning the right heel down and coming into our triangle pose.
I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you stayed the same. But if you did, I'd still love you anyway.
Take your half bind, internally rotate your right arm and bring your hand to your low back or reach for your left thigh.
World like I promised I would. Even though you wouldn't do the same, I'd give you the world like I promised I would. Even though you wouldn't do the same.
Bring both hands to the mat, framing the left foot, and come to face the top of your mat for your pyramid pose.
Conversation more than 10 times. After 9, I still wish you were mine. Haven't ate in 7 days, 'cause I've been up till 6 a.m. Wrote 5 songs all just for you. 3 of them I can't bear listening to.
Great job. Step back into your downward facing dog. This is the last downward dog of our practice, so take any movements you need to here.
Even though you wouldn't do the same.
Now let's come into our pigeon pose on the right. So right knee comes to your right wrist.
Like I promised.
Square off the hips. First, let's take a few breaths right here, staying lifted. Feeling the stretch through the front of the left hip flexor.
I'd do anything you want me to. 'Cause I love you.
And now go ahead, release, fold forward as low as you want to go. So come down to your forearms, or you can bring your forehead all the way to the mat. Rise out of your pigeon, fall over on that right hip and swing your left leg around, stacking the knee on top of your right knee for cow face legs. Find length in the spine and then fold forward over the knees. Allow the head to drape toward the mat. Rise, keep your left leg as it is, just straighten your right leg out underneath. So this is a very intense hamstring stretch. Right toes are flexed back toward the face. So this might be enough for you right here, staying lifted. You might be feeling enough of a stretch, or you can go ahead and fold forward as low as you need to go today. Okay, release. Let's swing our right leg behind us, coming into our pigeon pose on the left. So find your alignment, square off your hips, and then we're going to take our first few breaths in this lifted variation, stretching and lengthening through the right hip flexor. And now you can release, fold forward, coming down to the mat. Rise out of your pigeon pose, swing your right leg around, right knee on top of left for cow face legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward over your knees. Now rise, right leg stays as it is, straighten your left leg out, toes flex back toward the face. Now stay here or tilt your torso forward as much as you need to feel a nice stretch in the left hamstring. Rise, unwind your right leg, just make your way down to your back. Bring both knees into your chest, just gently rock from side to side, giving the low back a nice massage. And then keep a hold of your right knee, left leg stretches out long. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee across your body for your supine twist. Come back to center. And let's switch sides. So right leg out long, left knee into your chest. Inhale. Exhale, take your left knee across your body, coming into your reclined twist. Release, come back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees bent, and allow the knees to fall open, coming into your Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined bound angle pose. Feel free to close your eyes here. Bring your hands to your belly. Feel the movement of your breath. Option to stay in your reclined bound angle for your final resting pose, or lengthen your legs out long to come into your traditional Shavasana. Wherever you are, let the head be heavy. All the muscles in your face are soft. Shoulders melt away from the ears and toward the mat. No tension in the arms, the fingers. Feel completely supported by your mat beneath you. Let's take another mental scan here, just becoming aware of if there are any remaining spots of tension that we haven't quite gotten rid of today. Just imagine it flowing out of your body as you lie here, supported, relaxed, at rest. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Start to bring small movements back into the body. Take a full body stretch if that feels good, or bring your knees into your chest and rock from side to side for one last massage of the low back. And then come over to your side and make your way to a comfortable seated position. And take a moment to thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands come to prayer at heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video, please do let me know by hitting the like button and subscribe to my channel for more at-home health and wellness content.